This is the head-to-head matchup. Carne Asada versus steak burrito bowls at Chipotle. On this side, we have the Carne Asada. You can tell by the long strips. This side, we have the steak. They both cooked sous vide at a central location. And when they get to the Chipotle, they are marinated and grilled. Both flavor profiles are the same in terms of the bowl, with the lettuce, cheese, pinto beans, corn, green salsa, fajitas, cheese, sour cream, and lettuce, and also the tomato salsa as well. Now, carne asada is supposed to be flavored with cilantro, lime, and there's spices that are supposed to include cumin. Steak, there's traditional steak profile, nothing fancy about it. The steak has tended to be chewy over the years, but in 2016, when they decided to cook it off-site, I think that they tend to cook it a little bit longer. It tends to be a fattier cut, and therefore it's a little bit easier to chew nowadays. Carne asada, steak, head-to-head matchup. Let's go ahead and get into it. Iceberg Jim, back at y'all with another one. This is a head-to-head matchup, a Chipotle steak burrito bowl versus the Carne Asada burrito bowl. Carne Asada burrito bowl, the newest meat, flavored with cilantro and lime and its spices. It's marinated. Once again, this is the steak, traditional steak from Chipotle. And this is a no food snob zone. I know some of you people watching are from California, what have you, or Texas, and they say, hey, wait a minute, you can get some authentic Mexican food for cheap, and you should go to this taco truck. Well, not everybody lives in those states. Some people say it's white people's Mexican. Well, I've seen plenty of people, especially in the Mid-Atlantic region, of all backgrounds, a lot of colored people, if you will, go to Chipotle and they enjoy it. So it's a no food snob zone. If you already got those preconceived notions, this review ain't for you. Both have the same basic flavor profile, so this comes down to the meat and how it's congruent with my selected ingredients, toppings, if you will. Let's try traditional steak. Let's get a piece up. Got a little bit of cheese on it, but you can get that smoky flavor to it. Tender meat, as it's been for several years. Good smoky taste I'm accustomed to. Now, let's try the carne asada. Longer strips. You immediately get a little bit kick of that lime and the stronger cilantro flavor than the cilantro white rice. More tender than the steak. Even though the steak has improved over the years and became more tender, it's definitely more tender than the steak. The price point of the steak, $8.50 before taxes. Price point of the carne asada, $9 before taxes. 50 cents for a more tender steak, if you will, and a different flavor. Let's see how this all tastes with this entire steak bowl. steak with this flavor combination. Okay. I like the smokiness to go along with this bowl. It goes well with the fajitas, and it brings a different element to the to the other flavors. Now let's see about this carne asada, how it mixes in. Oh yeah. It kind of gets lost in the shuffle, to be honest. The carne asada stands on its own, but with these flavors for this Mexican American cuisine, if you will, it gets a little lost. Yeah, I can taste a little bit of lime and it's tender meat, but it just blends in really, really well. And maybe I'm used to the standout flavor of the steak, the traditional steak in this. So it comes down to personal preference. The carne asada blends well with the flavors that becomes a very tight-knit dish. With the steak bowl, the smokiness stands out. And it gives it a little bit of kick. And I actually prefer that kick. So the price point between the two bowls, steak, carne asada, being a 50-cent difference, it really comes down to personal preference. Now, judging on the steaks alone, the carne asada is more tender, so it gets points for that. More expensive. And the flavor of the cilantro and lime, okay, it's cool. It's cool on its own, but I wouldn't eat it on my own. But when it's in the bowl, it blends in well. But does it blend in a 50-cent price increase well? I think not. The steak, I like that smokiness that I can just get from it, where I can actually taste that steak, know that flavor, and get that little kick to it. That breaks it apart. And that's not for everybody. For me, I prefer the steak. Say 50 cents, and you get a bolder flavor to it. Something that stands out, something that gets a little kick in your mouth. Carne asada, if you want something that's just smooth and blends right in, and a better tender steak, if you will, go ahead with that. So in terms of the steak quality itself, I'm gonna have to go with the traditional steak. I just enjoy that smoky flavor to it. Cilantro and lime, I enjoy it in this, but I couldn't see myself eating a cilantro and lime carne asada steak just outright by itself. Now the smoky steak, yeah, I probably eat it right by itself, or maybe one side that's of a single flavor. But that's my take. Head to head, carne asada versus the steak. Dope or nope. Carne asada blends in well. Steak stands out. Steak is 50 cents cheaper, but it has a bolder, more robust pitch in the mouth kind of thing. It stands out from the rest of the bowl, and is the one that I choose. Is the one that I prefer. That's my take. Iceberg Jim out. Deuces.